From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Well, you may have been hearing about the Perseid meteor shower here over the last few days, but really it's been around since July 14th. But the peak of this meteor shower will be this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Now, you've been hearing about the potential for thunderstorms, especially in the mountains, so it may be difficult in some areas in the early night hours, but as kind of those thunderstorms dissipate, the chances of seeing them late night will be a bit better. I would say that heading north, Siskiyou County and west into Trinity County, Del Norte and Humboldt counties, you'll probably have better luck as opposed to heading eastward, where I think that's where we're going to see most of the activity here really throughout the weekend. But we're also looking at the moonlight about 10% full, so that's pretty good for viewing. It won't be too bright during the viewing. And we do expect anywhere from 50 to 75 on average, although there are times it could get up to 90 to even upwards of 100 meteors per hour. So really, when you look at those numbers, you're going to most likely at least see one per minute, if not more than that. Now, viewing tips, best viewed in the Northern Hemisphere. That's where we are, of course. But a lot of times people ask, well, which direction do I look? And basically the best advice is look up. And you don't have to really look in any particular direction because you'll most likely see that one possibly per minute. All right, here's what we got going on. Possible showers and thunderstorms. That's what I was talking about over the weekend. And as we look at where the best chances will be, that is where we're going to see better chances of seeing the Perseid meteor shower as opposed to other places that may have those clouds sticking around a little bit longer. The summer heat returns this weekend and most likely looking at a heat wave through next week. Not a major one, but it's going to be a prolonged event with temperatures a little over 100 degrees. For today, I'm expecting those temperatures to be somewhere in the mid-90s here for the valley. 96 Redding, 94 for Red Bluff and Chico, about 93 degrees. And for the mountains, probably hovering around the low 90s for most of us. Some of the cooler spots like Bernie at 88 and 87 for Paradise. And take note, look at that, showers possibly in Susanville as well. That's because there's a little bit of activity that may make its way into eastern Lassen County. We'll take a look at that in a second. Also want to show you the fire potential for today. This was all yellow yesterday. Today, what we're seeing here is this little area where we have a moderate risk. And that's because when we look at Futurecast, you'll see that this particular area could see a chance for showers and thunderstorms, and especially to the east side of that. Now, we jump forward to Sunday. And that area that was in the moderate risk is now in the high risk because of the potential for dry lightning strikes. The other areas that you see here are going from yellow to brown, indicating a moderate risk. Now that's also because of the potential for dry lightning strikes. And even the coast going from little to no risk to low risk. So are we going to see thunderstorms on the coast? The chances are slim, but we certainly can't rule it out. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast. And I'm going to take you through this afternoon, and what you're seeing here is in extreme eastern portions of Lassen County, we do have those showers developing. Now notice to the west of that, it's looking dry. But we can't rule out Susanville, maybe, just maybe as far west as Bernie and maybe Chester. So this general area here, but I think most of it will even quite honestly be east of Susanville today. Now let's take you into your Saturday night and into Saturday afternoon. So here's Saturday afternoon about 3 p.m. There you can see the thunderstorms. Now we're seeing better chances for those thunderstorms entering the picture here. Not to mention even northern Trinity County as well. So it's this general area right here that I think will have the best chances for those thunderstorms. And then as we go into 6 p.m. on Saturday, now we're seeing some of that make its way into the valley. Now, one thing to keep in mind with thunderstorms, you need upward motion. You need the air to rise for those thunderstorms to develop. That's the instability, is when you have the air rising. So when these storms go down the mountain, that is a downward motion, and a lot of times the storms will kind of die out by the time they make their way to the valley. And depending on how strong those thunderstorms are, they'll either die down to a point where it's just a few showers, they'll die down to a point where there's no rain at all, or they may even stay strong enough and quite possibly even redevelop into more thunderstorms. So we can't rule out some lightning strikes in the valley as we go into Saturday evening and even Saturday night. But there you can see 11 p.m. on Saturday, still some leftover showers. Those are then going to start to kind of move themselves off to the west and pretty much die out. Now, futurecast, looking at Sunday. Now, this long-range forecast model is showing that, yeah, the moisture is there, but it's not showing the instability. But pretty much almost everyone that sees the chance for thunderstorms on Saturday will most likely see them again on Sunday. Now, until I actually start to see that activity possibly making its way to the valley, I'm going to keep it out of the forecast for the valley for now, but that may change, so stay tuned. Then we go into Monday, and really, quite honestly, anything past Tuesday or Wednesday is just not going to be very reliable. Quite honestly, really isn't even worth looking at. But as we do look down the pike through next week, there are off and on chances for more mountain thunderstorms. It's just the timing and intensity will most likely change. All right, switching gears to the temperatures, you can see, look at this. I mean, we're looking at still about 96 degrees today, but then we're back up to over 100 degrees for Redding by the time we get into Saturday. Now, we're probably going to keep it that way through most of next week. By around Friday, Saturday of that next week, we could drop back down below 100 degrees, but it's going to be a prolonged heat wave, which means it's going to kind of stick around for a while. There's that heat alert. There's an excessive heat watch for western Siskiyou County, and there's a very good chance we may see other areas get involved in this, but this is going to be for Sunday through Thursday, so still kind of a ways off before we're actually going to be experiencing that heat. But keep in mind, we do have the fair up in Wairika over the weekend, and those temperatures are going to be on the hot side. Here are your temperatures for your Friday. Temperatures are going to be the low to mid 90s for the valley and mainly in the 80s for today as we take you through the afternoon in the higher elevations. As we look at your 7-day outlook, here's the bottom line. And I've been saying this even yesterday. I think the 3 best days and the best chances for thunderstorms will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That'll be the case for Mount Shasta. That'll be the case for Alturas. Now, on either side of that, as we're going to really today, there's a slight chance for some activity near Susanville. As you go into Tuesday of next week, Susanville, you may still have a slight chance going into Tuesday. And by the way, this may be changing to scattered showers and thunderstorms as well. It just depends as we get closer to that time frame as to whether or not that'll actually happen. But looking at your 7-day outlook for the valley, for now, I've got a chance for a stray shower, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm here, especially in the late afternoon to early evening hours for everyone in the valley. I don't have anything on Sunday. That may change. If you have outdoor plans, keep a close eye on the forecast because these thunderstorms are something you don't want to run into, especially if you're going for a hike or any kind of trip outdoors. So there you can see, of course, as we go into really next week, that heat is going to stick around. So you see how it starts to kind of increase over the weekend and then kind of stick around through at least Thursday of next week. And that'll also be the case for Red Bluff. Chico's going to hold off on the triple digits probably until Sunday.